I'm your host, T. Mitchell Bell, and we have here in the studio Mr. Jack Erdie. Hey, Jack, what's happening, man?
Hi.
How are you?
I'm great, man. How are you?
I'm doing good.
I'm better now that I see you.
Oh, cool. Well, I'm glad you made it, and you made it through, the trusty maze that is the parking situation here. It happens like once a year. They bring in all the high rollers, pay the bills.
I was surrounded all the way by a big wall of human flesh and SUVs.
Well, here's what I usually ask people to just kind of jump in and just play something, kind of shake the nerves off,
Okay.
and just, it's up to you. But that for me, that kind of works, then you can relax and talk a little bit. And so in case you joined us, you're listening to Acoustic Songs Live. We have Jack Erdie in the studio, and what are you going to do for us, man?
I'm going to do a new one called I'll Be Holding You.
This is Jack Erdie on Acoustic Songs Live.
An atypical Jack.
You wanna see to believe it, and I don't blame you, girl, you've heard it all before. Apology don't achieve it. You know the game and there ain't no one keeping score. You know you do. Here to tell you that I've taken stock, but I just can't talk to the slamming of the door. I'll be holding you in my heart from now on. You won't think it's true. We're apart. Can't go on and on now. You wanna stand and deliver. I get a shiver when I hear you speak your soul. You wanna walk on the river, not in a clever way, but as an honest goal. You know you do. Current's crazy and the water's ice, but you don't think twice when the doing makes you whole. I'll be holding you in my heart from now on. You won't think it's true. We're apart. Can't go on and on now. The kitschy carnival, the flashing lights, oh, the passion nights with this dizzy heights and drops. You tell me that in love is parody. Crime. Oh. You wanna love everlasting, in feast and fasting, baby, in shadow and in flame. You know you do. A kindred or a contrasting, someone to love you till he knows your secret name. I'm gonna hold you till the gods unmasked. Is the very joy and task for which I came. I'll be holding you in my heart.
That sounded cool. Like you kicked in like a high octane other part of your voice I don't think I've heard for a while.
That's my vocal warm-up. So,
That's the warm-up song. Okay, next
it's
we're
all
gonna
downhill from here.
now it's going to be Steve Perry for the cover tune on the next
Wow,
one.
I wish I could hit those notes.
Yeah,
When I was 20, I could hit those.
yeah. I think we all tried to, that was because it was that period of time where every band that came out from Foreigner, Journey to
The high squeaky voices.
yeah. Can
Plus
you?
all the girls liked, Air Supply.
Oh,
Lost in love.
yeah,
And it sound like you're just like one just below the chipmunk range.
yeah. Or Leo Sayer.
Oh my God.
Oh man. So I've known you for a while, so for me to sit there and have to go like, so Jack, tell me a little bit about yourself is kind of silly in a way, but the radio audience out there here in the South Hills in Washington, they may not know you. So I know you grew up in Fairmont and
West by
West
God,
Virginia. Yeah, not Fairmont Supply. There is a Fairmont Supply here in Washington, PA. I know.
I did not grow up in Fairmont Supply.
So, I just wanted to clear that up, everybody out there. No, Fairmont, West Virginia, and when did you come here to Pittsburgh? You went to L.A. first, right?
No, I came here first in '93, and didn't go to L.A. till '98. Yeah.
So also this is either your first or your second career. I'm not sure what to say. Your acting career is really the first one, or
it's the only thing I make any money at.
Yeah, but you've been in quite a few movies, so that folks may know, especially the last one, The Road.
Oh, The Road. Well, I was also in One for the Money and Abduction.
Oh, okay.
Which
more recent than that,
and not nearly as good as The Road, but
You scared me in that movie when I saw it.
Everybody was scary in that movie.
That was a scary story.
It's like a dread fest.
Yeah, it's almost like listening to the political discourse nowadays. It's like everybody wants to convince you that if you vote for the other guy, that's what it's going to be like.
Yes, exactly. In 4 years, there'll be no roads. There'll be no plants left to eat. You'll have nothing to eat but each other.
And there's this new show on TV called Revolution. It's kind of almost like a takeoff of that movie in a way, where they're like the Hunger Games and The Road all combined, where they're like surviving, shooting each other with arrows and kind of thing.
We're so zombie. We went from vampire crazy to zombie crazy.
Yeah.
It's like, where can we possibly go next? Downhill from that,
Yeah, I watched it the script's really bad, so but it.
There'll be a cartoon with like zombie guppies or something for kids. Guppies that eat each other. Stay away from the guppies. They're undead.
Yeah, and the snails too.
The snail. Which a zombie's kind of like a human snail. I never understood why they were frightening when I was a kid, except that they're undead.
You can outrun them. They're very slow. I mean, who needs to shoot them? It's just like, I'm getting in my car, I'm driving.
They're so slow it wouldn't even work to scatter marbles on the floor.
Yeah.
'Cause they would actually just kind of walk over them with a slow crunching sound and wouldn't,
I mean, it's like the Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote. I mean, if Wile E. Coyote just walked real slow, the Roadrunner wouldn't matter. It just wouldn't matter.
The tortoise and the hare. But somebody always takes a nap at the wrong juncture.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
I'll take an 8-hour nap now.
Yeah, and for some reason, they're either that or they're drinking and they pass out. Oh no, don't do that. So I was reading your bio, and it's pretty humorous. I really like this. I just looked.
I don't remember it.
You don't remember writing it? No,
I do, but I don't remember anything.
It sounds like a joke. A singer-songwriter walks into a bar, it's like
the bartender goes, "What is this? A joke?"
Yeah, with the guitar, steps up to the microphone, senses the crowd's expectation of boredom and monotony. Another whiner comes to sing about his broken heart, and then it's funny, but it is true. I mean, the singer-songwriter thing is just you walk in and you hear and expect, unless you're prepared to sit there and for that evening to listen to something emotion or thoughtful words or something like that, you're not prepared, I guess. You go, oh no, not this again. And,
yeah, I think just the title singer-songwriter, I think, has that certain maudlin connotation for a lot of people. Like, oh God, it's another one's going to sing about one broken relationship after the other, and how lonely they are and how they tried and how they can't get it right. It's like some people have that idea about spoken poetry. It's just the puling adolescent self-pity that's going to seep off the stage like treacle and engulf everybody. Isn't this what killed the dinosaurs?
The poetry things, adolescent poetry is more like, why my parents don't like me or I don't like my parents. So, yeah, that seems to be what that comes out of. Yeah.
Why I am too cool to live.
Yeah. Well, you want to dig in and you want to play something else for us? I know you got this CD that came out. It was this year, right?
Yes, sir.
And
came out in March.
I was going to say March or May.
Still haven't had the release concert. So.
Yeah. Well, hey, this is it. No.
I'll play something off of that.
Yeah, I was just kidding.
Really? Okay.
This could be the release concert.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, it might have to be.
We're gearing up for it.
Yes.
This is the pre-release.
This is the thews, as they used to say in high school.
Okay. This Mystery Sandwich, and this is from the Mystery Sandwich is off of the Permanis list, right?
Actually, it used to be a place called Kyoto's on the in Homestead, close to the waterfront, and they had a big sign, on one of their gables that you could see from the what they call it, the high-level bridge, whatever the bridge on the way to the waterfront, and it said "Home of the Mystery Sandwich."
Yeah.
I thought, I don't know if that's a selling point, but
yeah, I was just in the Tin Front Cafe a little bit ago, and they have the bar out of Chiody's inside that they were able to save.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Where is it?
Down in Homestead.
Okay.
Yeah, they had put it in storage, the bar out of Chiody's, and it's in the Tin Front Cafe. It's right on 8th Avenue down in Homestead.
Are they using it?
Yeah, it's okay. It's
cool.
a coffee shop, sandwich place, and everything, and they actually have the bar there.
It's a legendary place.
It is.
Kyoto's was, yeah.
Yeah, I was only there, I think, once or twice, but it was had to go there when I heard it was closing, and I was like, oh no, this is terrible, So much history there. So, what are you going to play for us, Jack?
I'll play "Speed of Darkness," if I may.
This is Jack Erdie on Acoustic Songs Live.
Been thinking about velocity, how the planets spin so fast, and my thoughts all get ahead of me, while my dreams drag in the past. Can't imagine what the loss would be if it all should end today. It's the information century, but there's nothing left to say. Please help me, Einstein, I'm stuck on a timeline. My space is caving in. Speed of darkness has outrun my carcass again. Well, I used to love the library better than a happy home. It was one place you could go for free, to be totally alone. A cute librarian that you could watch from the metaphysics aisle, and between her knees and Socrates, I was one sick juvenile. Please help me, Einstein, I'm stuck on a timeline. My space is caving in. The speed of darkness has outrun my carcass again. History runs in circles. Religion runs in chains. And any little jerk will tell you darkness runs in my veins. Now it's midnight at the depot of the last stop in our tale. Hear the final warning whistle blow. See the shiver down the rail. And there's a bright-eyed kid beside me, just a tugging at my sleeve, asking, mister, why you crying? Ain't you still got time to leave? Please help me, Einstein, I'm stuck on a timeline. My space is caving in. The speed of darkness has outrun my carcass again. Speed of darkness has outrun my carcass again.
That's, I think, probably my favorite, one of my favorite songs. I've heard you play that before. It shows, and yeah.
You could say your favorite.
Well, you know, I have a couple. I'm Sorry, Jesus is another one.
Oh,
yeah, I really love that song.
I haven't played that in a long time.
Yeah. So it's almost like we're following your bio here. It says begins with a general finger picking pattern. Someone calls play Freebird. The arpeggio gathers steam.
Have you dealt with that? Many places you've played?
Oh,
the drunk guy. Hey, and it doesn't matter if they've never even heard it. You know, he could be 21. He's there for his first night drinking. He doesn't even know. He thinks Leonard Skinner was a guy.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Play Freebird.
Yeah. Well, I grew up here, you know, in Washington, and so they say it's Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, and Alabama in between. And so you go anywhere outside of town here, and there's all kinds of country bars that, you know, the folks.
I had Leonard Skinner albums. I liked Leonard Skinner.
Leonard Skinner, and my favorite was always Bob Seger. You know Bob Seger?
I loved Bob Seger. Against the Wind, sure.
Yeah. That was always. But you know, after a while, you play smoky bars, and you know, if the smoke doesn't get you, the request for Leonard Skinner and Bob Seger will. You know? Yeah.
Well, you're sitting there just with your acoustic guitar, playing something very mellifluous, and somebody goes, "Hey, can you play Alice in Chains?"
Yeah, there's something like out of nowhere.
No, but I've got some Megadeth in my back pocket.
Hey, I need Nirvana. Yeah, so I you know that I see you say some people compare you to Steve Goodman, and that brought to mind Steve Goodman to me. The finger picking part. Where did how did you, like, when you were growing up, coming up? What were some of the artists you listened to that kind of influenced your style?
Influenced my style. I don't know that anybody I listened to growing up maybe Neil Young, songs like "Needle and the Damage Done," unusual songs.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be John Prine had a big influence on me. mainly, even on that last song, you can hear it. Mainly, I always coveted and aspired to his ability to be able to imbue a single line with both, poignance and humor.
Mm-hmm.
He's got lines where you can laugh out loud and shed a tear on the same line, and that's just an amazing talent. And he's honed it.
And some of them are so dense that you could actually pull a line out and make a whole song out of it.
But they sound so effortless. He makes them sound so easy. He's got that spirit, and he's kind of like, I'm just a good old boy playing along. And then, but his observations are world class. Novelist. So.
Yeah,
he's the dude.
Yeah, I mean, I would put him right there with Dylan. A lot of people probably would say, well, I don't know, but he's kind of a different.
Dylan's more bombastic. He doesn't need any. Brian doesn't. Everybody's the new Dylan at some point. Brian, when he first started, he's the new Dylan. It's like actors are always the new Brando. John Malkovich is the new Brando.
Yeah.
Whatever that means.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he and another guy that's been getting a lot of what's that guy's name? They just had a show on 60 Minutes.
Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Sixto Rodriguez.
Yeah.
That's an amazing story.
What an amazing story.
Goes to South Africa and finds out he's bigger than Elvis there.
I know. I didn't know. I mean, I saw him on Letterman, and they were giving a little background about that, and I listened to him, and I was like, it's okay. It's like,
it's like Sub Donovan or something.
Yeah, it's like, all right. But then when I heard the whole...
Sorry, Rodriguez, if you're out there listening.
But then I heard the whole story, I was like, my God, how amazing, that this guy, they thought he was dead, and there he is. It's like, wow.
And his music resonated, with a lot of people. So.
Yeah. It's the way the internet is now. I mean, it's amazing how music has come along just in the time that I've known you, just in the last 10 years, and how you can make a record and everybody can listen to it.
Yeah.
I don't know who's listening to the records.
Have you had the experience of just put your name into Google and have one of your songs come up in a strange place?
Yeah. Like out in Italy or something, or some guy sent me an email from Italy, like, can we play, your song or something, or like, yeah, sure. Send me a CD or something that was like, I was like, okay, yeah, it is bizarre, but not that, I don't get that, like, all over the world type of thing, like, that was the one place, like,
well, Japan. Russia, there's some Russian website where I can't read anything but my name, but it's because Ann Feeney covered that one song of mine.
Oh, yeah.
She plays in Sweden and all these other places, and so they probably just said Jack Erdie's Let Their Heads Roll, but they wouldn't know me from any other Jack.
Yeah, Ann, she's great, man. I mean, God bless her for what she's gone through over the last few years.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we did they had the Earth Day show down at the Point, and Brad Yoder and Ann was there, and a bunch of people. We kind of all stood in a circle and sang "This Land Is Your Land" by Woody Guthrie, and she had on, everybody, some of her friends all had on these animal hats, because it's not just the people, but the animals that they have the land too, and I had never met her personally, and she came up and introduced it. She had like a squirrel hat on, like, and I need to go see her some other time, because I just have that image of her with a squirrel hat on, and to me it's like, that's Ann Feeney, but it's kind of funny.
I totally seduced Ann into Let Their Heads Roll. I don't mean seduced the way, but she was given a concert, and when she finished, she went out to meet her adoring public, all the diehard, and all good people left us, and I said, here's a love song. They opened the stage afterwards. They opened the mic, and I went up first, and I said, here's a love song I wrote for Ann Feeney. And so I started playing Let Their Heads Roll. And she came in, and she got caught up in it and started singing the harmony. And afterwards, she said, I'd love to sing harmony on that song. So I said, well, how about you come into the studio? And then she did, and she's on the recording.
Well, you went on tour with her at one point, right? Didn't you?
We went on a micro tour and played some places in Kentucky and Illinois, Indiana, and Cincinnati. Yeah, it was fun.
And I didn't realize how popular she was until I was watching Democracy Now! One time, and they were talking about Aunt Feeney on Democracy Now!
Oh,
So
I didn't know that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I know Peter, Paul, and Mary covered one of her songs.
Wow.
Have you been to jail for justice?
Oh, I didn't know. I've heard that one, but I didn't know they covered it. Oh, that's cool. Well, in case you just joined us, you're listening to Acoustic Songs Live at WNJR, and we broadcast the show at 91.7 FM here in Washington, Pennsylvania from WNJA College, and also stream it live at WNJR.org, and you can catch this performance if you go to acousticsongs.com, and I'll have the video and the audio will be up on PRX, so you can listen to the audio, and I'm sure Jack will probably post it somewhere on his site or Facebook or MySpace or
I'm gonna post it on your site.
Oh, post it on.
I'm gonna post it everywhere.
So Jack has a new CD out. You could go to jackerdie.com, and that's JACKERDIE, and his band is the Insubordinates. And tell me a little bit about this record, Jack, and what.
Well, it only took me 5 years to make it, and the engineer, who's also my friend and guitar player, Doug Wilkin, and a beautiful vocalist as well, was getting ready to start just charging me rent for the space on his hard drive that I occupied for all that time. When I first went into it, unlike Pumpkin, I really didn't have a vision. We'd finished Pumpkin, and my financier, executive producer, and benefactor, Mark Perna, said we should run right back. We should go right back into the studio and do another one. I thought, wow, I don't have the vision that I had for Pumpkin. I don't know what I want to do. So it took a while. Well, I guess Mystery Sandwich is why Mystery Sandwich is an appropriate title. I really didn't have. But as I went on, I thought, yeah, songs that contain some of the big mysteries of life, love, loss, is there a God, that kind of thing. Who am I? What are you? What is this pain? And kind of just lives in the mystery. It doesn't try to sort it all out.
Yeah, and kind of like, why does Danny Bonaducci have a radio?
Right. Why doesn't Peter Gallagher shave his eyebrows?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. Or, well, God rest his soul, Andy Rooney. I mean, they do that thing every week, and it was like these big, bushy eyebrows on 60 Minutes. It's like, what the heck? Yeah. Anyway.
Those eyebrows, though, they were national treasures.
Oh,
you couldn't.
Lord.
You should have auctioned them after his death,
Yeah, yeah. It's funny. My dad's the same way. He was swimming in the pool, and he came up out of the pool right near my son, and his eyebrows actually were over his eyelids. And it was like the scariest thing. I probably scared my kid, like, ah! So all I saw was hair like over his eyelids.
It's like a Mexican dashboard cover. the great unibrow.
I knew we were just, this was going to devolve into a humor fest. This is how we talk on the phone, back and forth. We're kind of like, trying to make each other laugh and more than. Anyway, so.
No offense against the Mexicans. I'm part Mexican,
Are you really?
No, but growing up in West Virginia, everybody's part Indian.
Yes.
And my father used to tell me, he used to hold up his pinky, and he would put his thumbnail at the top joint. He'd go, "We're this much Cherokee. We've got this much Cherokee blood."
Yeah.
I swear to God,
yeah.
I always wondered how we kept it in our pinky. I was terrified that something happened to my pinky. My mother always said, "Don't put your hand out the window when we're driving because you'll lose your fingers." So I was always terrified I'd lose that Cherokee part of me.
Well, my family's from West Virginia too, so we had the same. My grandmother had the real high cheekbones, and she grew up in Grafton, and I've actually found the story on the internet of the Norris family and Hackers Creek area, and this Cherokee woman supposedly that was related somehow in the bloodline, but it's so far back. It's like a pinky. It's almost like a fingernail.
Right.
I mean, like
it's actually the blood has worked itself out.
Do you really? I mean, could you really go up to
a reservation
and say, I'm part Indian, I'm part Native American, Yeah.
My Native American name is Lakido. You're running dough on lack of dough.
Well, hey, I'd love to hear you play something else. Are
Okay.
you?
How much time we have?
Well, an hour?
Oh, I won't play anything that long.
No. We have till 2 o'clock. So a couple more songs, a little bit more talking, and a little bit playing.
Okay. I don't want to play too many sad songs, but I'll play a. Maybe I should do a fast and slow. I'll do Beautiful. That's kind of that's a toe tapping happy fun song.
Okay.
This is a song I wrote for my little brother Daniel, who's no longer little, like twice my size.
You were born in spring, but raised in dead winter. I've been wondering how come you don't splinter from the sudden setting of the sun, the early frost of fear. Like a patient flower through the cracks, growing like a ray of sunshine through the eyes, glowing. You come out the other side in blazing bloom when you appear. You're beautiful, so beautiful. To the beautiful, all things are pure. Beautiful, so beautiful. In your eyes I see that something more. When there's no one on your side, the wonder can be a place to hide. I promise you, I promise you. I'm a lucky man to have survived beauty, and I'll guard it like it was my sworn duty. It has called me like a harvest moon from my horizon line. When you speak your heart, I hear the chimes ringing. When you wait in silence, it becomes singing. Though I am not beautiful, I still can recognize the signs. And you're beautiful, so beautiful. To the beautiful, all things are pure. La 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 la, beautiful, so beautiful. When you see beyond, when you see beyond, when you see beyond, there's something more.
Cool.
Hey, you.
You were
Thank you very much.
you're channeling Roy Orbison.
Roy
there,
Orbison.
for sure.
Actually, Roy Orbison gave me that song in a dream. It came to me about 2 in the morning, just outside my bedroom window in the neighbor's yard. So he was trespassing. And he was in a UFO. And a tiny little UFO. It looked like it would belong to a mortician. So he always kind of looked like a mortician.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
He'd just stand there like he'd already been embalmed. And the most beautiful voice in the world, male voice in the world, would come out.
Yeah.
And he stepped out of the UFO and he goes, "Hello." He goes, "I've got a song for you. I'd like you to sing. It's a posthumous Roy Orbison song called "Beautiful." I hope people like it." And that was it.
Are you serious, really? Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah, a little fiction there. the right down to the chords, like the cha 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 kind of. I don't know how to describe what that sounds like.
Dum 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 dum.
Yeah. What kind of rhythm is that?
It's got a kind of a salsa feel, bossa nova, where you've got that little. John Lennon has a. Is there anybody gonna listen to? Or on a starting over.
Yeah.
And once you get it, life together.
Yeah. I imagine what Puss in Boots from Shrek doing that. You push that for the next Shrek movie. So so you went to L.A. I wanted to touch on this too. You went out to L.A. and you went. I'm sure you've been asked this in interviews before, but the folks here have probably not heard about this. You went to L.A. and to become an actor, and were you doing music there also? I mean,
I did a little bit. I was already an actor, and I went to L.A. and flopped like a wino on a $2 bed.
Yeah, you were in. What was the movie that you were in when you were out in L.A.?
No, that was in Pittsburgh.
That was in Pittsburgh?
Most of the movies I've been in were all of the movies that were any good that I've been in, and most of the bad ones too, were shot in Pittsburgh. Yeah.
I thought there was like a Schwarzenegger movie or something like that, like an action movie.
Van Damme.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that was shot here.
That was shot here.
Yeah,
oh,
that was
I
shot
thought
at the old arena.
I didn't.
The Penguins.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That was the whole pun, the sudden death. So when they go into overtime, what is that?
I don't know.
Come in. It's Roy's UFO is back.
Yeah, I have no idea what that is.
I want my song back, now that it's had moderate success.
So then you came back to Pittsburgh, and that, all your success was here, in the music industry.
Yeah.
Or the film industry.
Whatever success I've had has been here. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
And
so
grateful for it.
So you must keep in touch, like a lot of things that are coming in the pipeline. I know, like the Batman movie was filmed here and stuff.
Auditioned for that.
Did you?
I did get to work with Christian Bale in a movie called Out of the Furnace, so which shot last April, this past April.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So the other thing I wanted to ask you is, have you ever combined those two things together, the acting and the music, so that you would, like Broadway type of stuff? I thought, that's what came to my mind. Like, that's something where you're doing both. Have you ever auditioned for like any type of like singing, music part?
I have auditioned. Mostly they want you to dance. I auditioned for CLO one time, and the director, when I finished, he said, "Yeah, you dance just like Donald Carroll, who was the comedic dancer from the Gene Kelly movies. He'd make him laugh." Well, she kind of had this lanky. He kind of danced like the Scarecrow from The Wizard of Oz. Kind of lanky, all over the place. So I don't know that it was intended to be a compliment, but I used the song from Oklahoma for my audition piece. I'm just a girl who can't say no.
I don't know that one in particular. I'll have to look it up now. That's what you did?
That's what I sang and danced to. I'm just a girl who can't say no. I'm in a terrible fix. Yeah.
Any reason you picked that song?
I thought it would be funny. Just a room full of dead air.
Yeah, it's like...
nobody even cracked a smile.
Oh, really?
No, I don't remember. I think it was just the piano player and the director and maybe a producer. He cracked a smile, and then he cracked the door and said, don't come back. Basically, not what we're looking for. So you have to dance in most musicals. I've been in 2. I was in Oklahoma when I was a kid, and I was in the Mikado, Gilbert and Sullivan. I love Gilbert and Sullivan, great lyricists.
And you just did a recent thing. You were locked in a cage. What was that? The
Strata. With
Strata, yeah.
Theater, yeah.
Yeah. I wish I would have made it to that. There was tell people about what that was.
I'm not allowed to tell too much, but it's like, in a way, it's kind of a takeoff on Scientology. And there was a sort of a hate campaign against it, and people who were convinced that it really was a doorway, a back door, or a parallel dimension doorway into Scientology or some other cult. So there's still people who think the whole thing was actually like a gateway drug to the real thing, to a cult. It was just an experience that was like a dream. A lot of people came through it. Some people came out angry. People came out crying. Most people came out with this dazed expression on their face. At the end, it's like they were birthed at the end through this light, and they would come out through this air tunnel and just be like,
what was that, huh?
Wow. Like they weren't sure it was over yet and what was going to happen next. So,
wow.
And for my part, people got very honest with me. I had to try to get them to confess, and I haven't told on anybody anything that anybody confessed, because it was very intimate and very, very personal. But people really did, and sometimes they broke down, and sometimes I did. It's like no theatrical experience I've ever been involved with.
How did that come about?
Well, brilliant directors from Bricolage, Jeff Carpenter and Tammy Dixon, and worked with a guy named Riley Harmon, and he designed spaces. What do they call that? The exhibits he makes, like I forget. But anyway, it was sort of their brainchild. It was based on things that they'd seen. There's something called the Theater of the Senses. They came from somewhere in South America or Central America, I think, or maybe Spain. They came up here, and Jeff Carpenter worked behind the scenes on that and got this idea for Strata. And it was a very push and pull, emotional tug of war. There were rooms that would bring up memories for everybody, like childhood, first love, failures, regrets, joys. There was a gym where you'd encounter somebody who would really remind you of the old high school gym teacher, very gruff, and make you give her a lap, and she was hilarious, the actress, and very believable.
So it kind of like Inception in a way.
Yeah, they said that there was a movie called The Game. Have you ever saw that?
Oh, with
Michael Douglas and Sean Penn.
That was a great
where he
movie.
Doesn't know that he's in a game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he thinks he's in the middle of a spy intrigue or something.
Yeah. And at the very end there, come on, come out of it.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like, that was a great
Except
movie.
people paid for this and knew they were going to have an experience. But some people seem to forget. They would, totally suspend their disbelief and really get into it. Now, the people, not so much. So people seem to get out of it what they brought to it. Yeah.
Well, it sounded really cool. I wish I didn't make it, but now I don't know. I don't know if I want to go cry in rooms and especially have my gym teacher yell at me and stuff, because
that would make me cry. Yeah.
Oh man, I had a brutal gym teacher to want. Well, brutal. I mean, when you're in 8th grade, everything seems brutal,
It was just brutal.
Yeah.
It's like this
dodgeball, man. It's like
closest you get to a concentration camp or something as a kid,
Yeah.
And you got a shower in the stinky shower room with all the other guys, and
yeah.
And
I was always a little dude, and I was a late bloomer, and I kind of put on some weight, but I was probably 135 pounds when I graduated from high school. So dodgeball was not a fun game to me. I mean, being able to dodge was really like a freaking ant running around on the floor. Was the only way I survived.
We had in junior high school, we had an insane gym teacher named Sam Police, P-U-L, Police. And he was this racist, cursing, sexist teacher who the first day in gym class, he let loose a string of expletives and made us feel like it was okay.
Sure that's not Rush Limbaugh? Never mind.
He probably is a ditto head. And then he stood out in the hall and listen to us curse and mark down, like kept looking around the corner and marked down every time one of us said a curse word, and then we got a paddling for the curse words. He would let you fight. He'd let you fight on the trampoline over the marble floor, so that was dangerous. But he would let you fight, and the loser got paddled.
Oh, man.
Just insane.
Yeah, that sounds really...
I wish I had a song about him.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if that would be a fun song, you know.
You can make it funny.
Yeah. Wow. Well, hey, in case you just joined us, you're listening to Acoustic Songs Live from WNJR Studios, and we have Jack Erdie here in the studio, and Jack's been playing some tunes, some new stuff off of his new CD called Mystery Sandwich, named after Chiote's Mystery Sandwich here in Homestead. And I haven't had a chance to listen to the whole thing. I'm looking forward to it. What do you want to play for us next, Jack?
I'd like to play the Lessons of Loss, or Lessons of Loss.
Oh, this is off of the CD, track 10?
Yeah, there are 2 songs on this CD about my late beloved dog, Riley, and one of them is called I Don't Really Love My Dog.
Yeah.
Which is not one of his favorites.
I have a love-hate relationship with my dog, too, but yeah.
Yeah, he was what they call he was a passive dominant, so he didn't have to lead, but he wasn't going to follow. So.
Okay.
So this is one that I wrote after he passed. It's called Lessons of Loss. And it goes a little something like this. It's just a habit I know. It's just a hole with no prayer. I put the key in the door. I wait to hear you in there. With the click comes a shock as the memories unlock in a silence as big as the sky of the emptiness made when the light faded out of your eyes. These are the lessons of loss, what you'd give for a glance of a brief second chance. But oh cousin, that coin has been tossed, and these are the lessons of loss. You were so gentle and true, you were so patient and kind. Funny how I never knew. Funny how I was so blind, told again and again, both by stranger and friend, but the frost in me just wouldn't thaw. Now it's all turned to rain with the pain of bereavement and all. These are the lessons of loss, what you'd give for a glance of a brief second chance. But oh cousin, that coin is being tossed, and these are the lessons of loss. Oh mercy, some lessons take too long to learn. Chances will never return. Now I'm facing big empty space. All of your things are inside, but you can't get a trickle or trace from a thing when the owner has died. In my true heart I know there's a debt that I owe you. Somehow I got it all wrong.
can love be reduced to this sorry excuse for a song? These are the lessons of loss, what you give for a glance of a brief second chance. But oh cousin, that chord is being taught, and these are the lessons of loss. These are the lessons of loss.
Nice. Nice.
Thank you.
I was just reading over Robert Wagner's review that he did in the Calliope Folk Music Letter, your songwriting stuff, and that was, the things that he says in here in terms of your music. I would say, we joke around and everything, but it's real and it's very honest and open, and I think that anybody that hears a song from you knows that it's just not some made up nonsense. It's deep and very good, and I'm really
Thank you.
yeah. I was, but the part that I was reading was a pleasant sleeping mix of Christian love and racism, patriotism as Americans, and self-denigration as West Virginians, fanatical family loyalty and violence both to animals and fellow man. growing up in Fairmont,
That's just
West
a family
Virginia.
reunion.
There is a certain I don't know what I've played shows in West Virginia, and I have lots of friends down there and everything, but there is the self-denigration that goes on, but also this very prideful sense of, don't mess with us, it's
You ain't gonna stick no regulations on. Kids dying on these all-terrain vehicles all the time.
Yeah.
But it's a chance you take.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's 7. Yeah, he's impaled on that tree down there. But yeah, it's a chance. You gotta live free.
Yeah. I've done some mountaintop removal benefit things, and I was really amazed. Like, of one place that we were at, that the whole town came out to protest us. I mean, we were down there to march to Blair Mountain for the Blair Mountain through Boone County.
They came out to protest you or to protest with you?
No, protest the fact that we were even coming through there, because it's a coal mining community, it's a coal mining town, and the fire trucks continuously blazed by with their sirens going. They had kids in trucks, yelling all kinds of expletives, children.
Oh my God.
That were yelling, all kinds of things, and I was amazed. I was like, wow, there's so much hate, and all these guys, most of these kids are just, tree hugging hippie kids. They're nonviolent, and they're just there to march to Blair Mountain. They retrace the steps of the miners during the Blair Mountain in 1921. You probably know a little that history of that and how that was that whole thing. And they were just basically there to retrace it. But these folks came out, and one guy tried to sabotage he tried to sabotage a generator that the bus that was doing the mobile broadcast news bus, and he was spraying something near the generator, and have it on video where guy comes running out of the bus, and he's like, "What are you doing? Get away from my generator!" He's like, "I'm spraying for bugs." So now every time, well, so every once in a while, my son and I will say that, "I'm spraying for bugs." We know exactly what it means,
I'm from a long line of bug sprayers. My grandfather had an exterminating company for 45 years.
I think it was ether or something. He was trying to get the generator to blow up. I'm spraying for bugs.
I'm just trying to clear that there generator of termites and cockroaches. That's all.
Oh, they had the state police there. They were ready to haul everybody off in buses. They had a mobile state police station, it was fun.
That guy was kind of a specialist in the pest control industry.
Yeah, he was.
The generator specialist.
Yeah, you need to all get a shower and go home. well, you're from Raleigh County. You're not from Boone County. Go back up there to Raleigh County. You know, I was like, geez.
It's really terrifying how people will work against their own long-term interests.
Yep.
And how brainwashed
Yep.
We've become, or a lot of us have become.
It's sad.
Getting poorer and poorer and having more and more rights taken away and just lining up to kiss the behinds of the people who are doing it. It's astonishing.
And they're destroying their own communities, what they're doing. And, you know, if you don't have water and clean air, you know, we can't live there. And the cancer rates and everything are so high, and they end up moving. There's in Lindy Town, there's one house left. There used to be like 40 homes, you know, and Massey Energy bought out all the houses and tore them all down. There's like one house, one family there. Mountaintop removal. It was easier to buy them out than to take on the lawsuits of them suing them for, you know, their water and everything being polluted from the site. So anyway, that's kind of a passionate thing of mine. You know, you go down there. It's like,
you do a lot of work with that. Yeah.
You know, mountaineers. I mean, you got to have mountains to call yourselves mountaineers.
Right.
We call ourselves
topless mountaineers.
Yeah. Well, Jack, hey, it's almost time to up, and I'd really like you, if you want to take us out with one song, one last song before we go. And in case you just joined us, you missed it. Jack has been playing for the last hour, but no, you can go to acousticSongs.com or WNJR.org or JackErdie.com. You can find a performance of the show. I'll have that up there soon, within the next week. And thank you very much, Jack. I appreciate you coming here and joining us here on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Thank you all for bearing with me.
What are you gonna play for us now?
I'm gonna play a song for Camille that she inspired called "Through Your Eyes." I'm a walker, baby. Walking's what I do. I walked out every time, from every place, on everyone, except for you. Yeah, walker mama. And I hate those long goodbyes. Hold your hostage when you just can't say what wouldn't come as no surprise. I don't live in fear when my phobias appear. I pull up my stakes and run away. Don't know if that's good, and I don't know if I should. I just always thought it kept me safe. Through your eyes, I see a side of me coming home and glad to be expected here. Through your eyes, I see a silver twine that ties your heart to mine. I see it clear. Through your eyes. We done? I'm a walker, baby. I get those walking blues. Jerk awake from some old ache and grow up around me on my walking shoes. I get a walking fever, even in my secret thoughts. Set 'em up and leave 'em. Someone else can disconnect the dots.
electricity don't do a thing for me. You can park my guitar by the door. Find a line of gold down the middle of the road. Follow just to find out what's in store. Through your eyes, I see a side of me coming home, glad to be expected here. Through your eyes, I see the silver twine that ties your heart to mine. I see it clear through your eyes. I'm a walker, baby, and I can't stay in one place. But no matter where I roam, I'm walking home under the vision of your face.
This is WNJR in Washington, Pennsylvania.